Good day, guys. It is March 12, 2025, and the Irish Prime Minister is celebrating St. Patrick's Day with Donald Trump in the White House. It's coming up soon, so let's jump right into it. And this is a pretty dang good meeting. It's funny as hell.
Did it the hard way also. He served, and then he took a little time off, and then he served again. I've heard about that. That happens on occasion. And he's done very well. And we knew each other from a long time ago. But it's a great honor to have you in the Oval Office and have you at the White House. We have tremendous business relationships with Ireland, and that'll only get stronger. The relationship we have personally and every.
Watch when they start talking about tariffs, and they're sort of like Canada in respect to they have so much higher tariffs on us right now, and it's going to get exciting.
Every other way is very, very strong and very, very good. So I just want to welcome you to Washington, D.C. and to our country, and thank you very much.
I think overall what Trump's doing is bringing all these leaders into the White House and just basically putting them on notice, letting them know that we're going back to a level playing field, and either you're with us or you're against us. That's just my opinion on that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, thank you, President. It's a great honour for me to be here to celebrate St. Patrick's with you.
Right.
And I thank you for your hospitality and the warmth of your reception. And I commend you in terms of the work that you're doing, particularly in terms of the pursuit of peace, which we discussed earlier. And I think that's going well. And you really have, in the first sort of 100 days of this government, you've done some extraordinary things very quickly.
Thank you.
Everybody's watching in that respect. So
Thank you.
Delighted to be here. It's an honour to be here.
Hear that? Everybody's watching.
Government, you've done some extraordinary things very quickly.
Thank you.
Everybody's watching in that respect.
Everybody's watching.
Thank you.
Everybody's watching. The world is watching. I was just saying something to my wife the other day. I was thinking, I think everybody's thinking about Donald Trump at this second. Even the leftists, they hate me, is thinking about Donald Trump right now. I don't know why. I just had that weird feeling, but what do you guys think? I mean, if you just sit back and think about it, other than some of the tribes that have no idea who this guy is, right now, I feel about 90% of the world is thinking about Donald Trump right now. That's crazy to think about. I don't know.
Delighted to be here. It's an honour to be here.
Well, it's a great honor to have you, and special people, very special people. I know a lot of Irish, and growing up in New York.
Hey, just want to let all my trolls know that are not spamming, because I like all you guys. I like everybody. That's what we're supposed to be about. But I like all your answers and questions. I like all your names and comments. You can call me all you want. That's great. What I'd like to have you do is start your own YouTube channel and see how you do, because I'm just doing it to spread the word. That's all. But I appreciate everybody that is putting comments down below, and I'll try to answer as many as I possibly can.
I know a couple of your people that used to live in that beautiful Ireland, and now they're here, but they love your country very much. You know, they have a great feeling toward your country.
They have, and a lot come back for holidays and
they come back.
Stuff like that, and checking out their family, ancestry, and things like that. You know,
great, fantastic people.
Some go to Doonbeg as well. Yeah.
And we love Doonbeg. I love them. I don't know if I'll ever see it again. Maybe I won't, but I think I will. We'll get there. We're going to get there. It's a beautiful place, wonderful place.
You can sell this $5 spatula on Amazon and compete with hundreds of other spatula sellers.
Any questions?
Mr. President, on tariffs, how far
Yeah, please.
President Trump, how worried are you about the counter tariffs from the EU which were announced yesterday? And also, how worried should Ireland be, given the fact that it has a massive trade surplus with the US, over $50 billion? Neil Martin might be quite nervous about what you're going to tell him today.
Well, I don't think he looks nervous to me. And if he was nervous, he wouldn't show it. No, we do have a massive deficit with Ireland because Ireland was very smart. They took our.
You see that? I don't get it. I mean, I get it that we're a more powerful country, supposedly, but every country has taken advantage of America. So, yeah. So he basically just said the other guy looks nervous because he just called him out, basically saying that they have a bunch of high tariffs like Canada did. I believe we're all going down to a level playing field where we're equal playing field, tariff to tariff. If you want no tariff, then you don't give us any tariff. But I'm not really sure how that's going to all play out.
Pharmaceutical companies away from presidents that didn't know what they were doing. And, it's too bad that happened. It's a tremendous job. Look, the Irish are smart. You're smart people. And you took our pharmaceutical companies and other companies, but, through taxation and proper taxation, they made it very, very good for companies to move over there. And right. We had presidents and people.
They made Ireland great again. Ireland first. That's what they did. That's what every country should do. Yeah, everybody just. Yeah, that's
people that were involved in this that had no idea what they were doing, and they lost big segments of our economy. The European Union treats us very badly. They have for years. I saw that. I had it out with them in my first term. It did well, but we had to solve other problems, and we did. But European Union's been very tough. And it's our turn, too. We get a turn at that also. But they have not been fair. They sue our companies and win.
I think he almost had a smile on his face. He's like, it's our turn. It is our turn. We've been third-rate citizens, man. It's time for America to be great. Like, great. And the time is now. It is. I hope you guys can feel it. There's not a lot of people out there that can feel it. I can feel it coming. You just got to change your mind. We'll change the world altogether.
In massive amounts of money. They sued Apple, won $17 billion. And they used that for other reasons, I guess, or to run the European Union. So I'm not knocking it. They're doing what they should be doing, perhaps, for the European Union. But it does create ill will.
Yeah, it does.
And as you know, we're going to be doing reciprocal tariffs. So whatever they charge us, we're charging them. Nobody can complain about that. Whatever it is, it doesn't even matter what it is. If they charge us 25 or 20% or 10% or 2% or 200%, then that's what we're charging them. And so I don't know what.
Yeah, it seems pretty easy. Like, if you want to charge us 200%, we're going to charge you 200%. I mean, I'm no mathematician, but that it just boop, equals out. It's gone. There's nothing. That's simple. So charge us nothing, and we will charge you nothing. We can all live together happy.
Why people get upset about that, because there's nothing more fair than that.
Right.
And we had a problem with Ontario, and they dropped that.
Hey, sooner or later, you lefties will catch on.
When I let them know what we were going to be doing, they dropped it immediately. So I'm glad, because electricity, you shouldn't be playing with electricity. It affects people's lives. Actually their life. I mean, it can affect, depending on weather, it can affect their life. So we can't.
Yeah, that was pretty shitty. They should have never done the whole electricity thing or the gas. None of that. I can see, food prices maybe, but once you start dealing with people's lives, yeah, we mean business. We're no longer friends at that point. You know what I mean?
Can't do that. And it doesn't make sense that our country allows electricity to be made in another country and sold into us.
Yeah.
Who did that deal for the United States? Okay,
right.
I looked at that long ago, and I said that's not something that's very smart. So we've had a lot of
I agree.
bad trade policies, and yet we're doing very well right now. But we're doing well because I won the election. If I didn't win the election, you would have had
Damn
a very
skippy
bad
Democrats.
period. I think a lot of the stock market going down was because of a really bad 4 years that we had. When you look at inflation.
The stock market is cutting the fat, just like every department around the country is cutting the fat. So, people just got to get cut. Go find new jobs. Just like the COVID cases, the shot cases. You guys, you Democrats didn't care if those guys got fired because they didn't get the shot, right? Then you didn't care about the military guys getting kicked out of the service because they didn't get the shot. You didn't care then. So what I'm saying is with all these new businesses coming in, I believe that those people who got kicked out or losing their jobs should be, top of the line. I would hope.
And all of the other problems that were, wars and inflation and so many other problems. But we're going to have very good years. We had, I don't know if you saw a little thing like the cost of eggs, little to you, but big to people out there, down almost 30% in the last few days. We got it down. We did a lot of things. We have a great Secretary of Agriculture.
Gas prices are coming down. Egg prices are coming down. Yes. Yep. Hey, thanks, Donald Trump.
Culture, and we did a lot of things that got the cost of eggs down very substantially, and so many other things. A very big thing that I'm very happy with is oil is down to $65 a barrel, and that's faster than I would have attempted. We put on the gas. We stepped in the gas.
I mean, you guys did know that they killed out millions and millions of chickens before Donald Trump even took charge, right? That probably had a lot to do with it.
Gas in order to get oil.
Crazy.
Today's actually a really exciting day because we got to unfold one of these units.
Stock market and all that stuff's going to go back up eventually. The crypto market's going to go back up. XRP is going to be through the roof. Hey, if you guys are an XRP fan, let me know. Just put XRP down in the comments, man. I am all in on XRP.
What's happening, so we're getting that down, and when energy comes down, prices are going to be coming down.
There you go. The prices are going to be coming down. That's a no-brainer. I knew that. Once the gas prices go down, oil prices go down, diesel prices go down, it's coming down. I have a buddy that lives in Florida. The housing prices are going down about $100,000 for a house. So it's about a $600,000 house is now $500,000 house. It's all coming
with it. So in a very short period of time, we've done a very good job. And I think that the tariffs that we're talking about, and again, it's
about 52 days, you guys. 52 days he's been doing what he's doing. And he's been working nonstop pretty much, other than a couple golf swings, you know what I mean? But in 52 days, I think Joe Biden would have been sleeping in his basement and then just waking up as he's wondering where he's at.
Reciprocal. I think that the tariffs, there are some cases where they're a little beyond reciprocal because, we've been abused for a long time as a country. Yep. We have been abused really for a long time, and we will be abused no longer. Okay.
Are you going to retaliate to the...
He said abused no longer. I can't wait till we're not abused no longer. Every leader around the world is on notice.
Education, sir. Would you describe for us as this meeting?
And one other thing, there's a reason why the Epstein list and all that stuff hasn't come out yet. I think he has a lot on all these people. Now, that is just my assumption. I don't know. But I hope that list comes out. I hope Diddy list comes out.
Meeting your vision by cutting about...
I want to rest.
half the workforce, and what responsibility do you feel to the civil servants who have now lost their jobs? Many of them worked at the Department of Education during their first term.
Sure, I do. I feel very badly, and but many of them don't work at all. Many of them never showed up to work. Many of them never showed up to work, Kelly, and unfortunately, and that's not good. And when we cut, we go, and that's what I had a number of meetings.
Yeah, I understand there's people out of work. There's a lot of work out there. Go find another job. It's pretty cut and dry. Those same reporters didn't ask about the people that were out of work because they didn't get the shot or anything like that the Joe Biden administration did. They didn't care about it then. Now all of a sudden he's the bad guy. I don't care if, anyway.
With a lot of people over the last couple of months. When we cut, we want to cut, but we want to cut the people that aren't working or not doing a good job. We're keeping the best people, and Linda McMahon is a real professional, actually a very sophisticated business person, and she cut a large number, but she kept the best people. And we'll see how it all works out. But our country was run very badly. I mean, whether it was that or contracts that were signed that was so bad, so obviously bad, and I go through them in speeches. I could go through them all day long. I could read for billions and hundreds of billions of dollars, and all of that fat and waste and fraud and abuse is being taken out. But it's incredible what's happened. Now, Department of Education's maybe more so than any other place has a lot of people that can be cut. They're, number one, not showing up to work. Number two, they're not doing a good job. And if you take a look at our education process, and if you look at the charts, because they have numerous charts where they do the top 40, we're at number 37, 38, 39, and 40. And recently they hit, during Biden's last few days, they hit last. So they were number 40, and yet we're number 1 in cost per pupil. So it's pretty bad. But we have a dream. And you know what the dream is? We're going to move the Department of Education. We're going to move education into the states, so that the states, instead of bureaucrats working in Washington, so that the states can run education. And you have Norway, you have Denmark, you have Sweden, you have Finland, you have various countries that do very well. You also have China that does very well in education, which is a pretty big tribute to China, I must say. 1.4 billion, and they're in the top 10, and it's pretty amazing. So we can't blame size anymore. Normally you'd blame size. It's too big. How can you do it? But China.
Yeah, if you guys already been watching this long, will you guys please tap the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and the notification bell so you can get all the other videos. And we'll skip through this just a little bit because it's a long one.
But who would have been so stupid to let these deals happen? For instance, when the pharmaceutical companies started to go to Ireland, I would have said, that's okay if you want to go to Ireland. I think it's great. But if you want to sell anything into the United States, I'm going to put a 200% tariff on you. So you're never going to be able to sell anything into the United States. You know what they would have done? They would have stayed here.
That's right.
He's so lucky that I wasn't. He's so lucky. Well, we are planning to lower taxes, yeah, if the Democrats behave, but the Democrats have no clue. You saw that
You heard them, Democrats. If you behave, we're going to lower taxes. But if you don't behave, then we're going to keep the taxes up. Behave, Democrats. You dirty, nasty little Democrats. I think the Republicans are just the same. They're the same. Nothing. Man.
The other night during the speech, 2 young women were slaughtered by illegal aliens. 1 young man has very serious cancer and many other problems. We look at the people up there. They all had difficulty, very serious difficulty. But when we're talking about two young girls, beautiful young girls, Lake and Riley, and, you know the whole story. That evening was a disaster for the Democrats, in my opinion. And I would mention, and I'd see two mothers that were inconsolable as they stood, crying.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with...
Their daughters have been absolutely just destroyed, killed, viciously killed.
Right.
And the young man who loves...
And the Democrats didn't even stand up, losers.
The police departments,
Sorry, I take that back. One lady stood up. One Democrat woman stood up, and I commend her. Thank you very much.
He had cancer and has cancer, very bad cancer. There wasn't from people sitting there, Democrats, there wasn't a hand clap. Nobody stood. They were just stone-faced. These people are sick. There's something wrong with them. There was no standing for anybody. The only thing they liked is when they heard about the death taking place with Ukraine. They were happy about that. They were happy about that.
That is crazy. Yeah, that's where Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, said something about how she wanted to be in the war still.
They buy more, the two of them together buy more Boeing airplanes than anybody else outside of America. That's a little known fact. It doesn't turn up in the statistics, but Ryanair and AerCap, big aircraft leasing company, Irish company, have done great work with Boeing and huge investments over the last couple of years, So, and there's a lot of Irish companies here now, about 700 and odd Irish companies based in America. Glanbia, Smurfit, Waterrock, I was saying to you this morning, Vice President, a lot of them creating thousands of jobs in America. And it's only fair. I mean, that's correct.
That's right.
That's the way it should happen. And I think it's a very good relationship we have. It's a historic one. It's happened over time. We've added value to American companies. We've increased our value. They've got access to the European market, and they did all of that. I understand where you're coming from fully. But I think it's a relationship that we can develop and that will endure into the future and will change, it will adapt, and you're evolving and you're doing things.
And they've done a very good job. Now, I just will say this, but with all that we've said, we can talk about Ryanair. There's a massive deficit. I don't mean by a little bit. I mean, there's a massive deficit that we have with Ireland and with other countries too. And we want to sort of even that out as nicely as we can, and we'll work together. We're going to work together great, but the deficit is massive.
If they have a 200% right now, sorry, buddy, we have to equal it out. So here's a 200%.
Will you hear this one?
You said earlier that it was now up to Russia in terms of the ceasefire. Is there anything you can do in terms of pressuring Russia or in terms of sanctions? Or what can you do?
We can, but I hope it's not going to be necessary. Sure, we can pressure. We can do that with Russia. Remember this, Russia took Georgia from Bush, right? They took Crimea from
Obama.
A man named Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, right?
They're
trying to take the whole thing from Biden.
Soto.
They're going for the whole ball of wax.
Yes.
Who was the only one that never took anything from Trump?
Donald J.
And in fact,
Trump.
I'm the one that stopped
He's the only one. And then you guys are bitching about it, man.
Nord Stream 2, the pipeline, the biggest pipeline anywhere in the world. I stopped it. It was dead. And then Biden got in and he approved it. Nobody mentioned.
Yeah, there was no wars with Donald Trump. And then Joe Biden came in, and then almost World War III. And we almost went to World War III and a lot of other wars around the world. And now we're going to get back to peace again. Isn't that amazing? Thank you, Donald Trump.
Mentions that what I did to Russia was very tough. I was the toughest ever. But nope, they never took anything from me. They took them from Obama and Bush, and they took it from Sleepy Joe Biden. With Biden, they wanted to take the whole country, but I think I've stopped that, but we'll see. But yeah, there are things you could do that wouldn't be pleasant in a financial sense. I can do things financially that would be very bad for Russia. I don't want to do that because I want to get peace. I want to see peace, and we'll see. But in a financial financial sense, yeah, we could do things very bad for Russia. It would be devastating for Russia, but I don't want to do that because I want to see peace. And we're getting close to maybe getting something done. We've got Ukraine done, and as you know, I've always said that Ukraine might have been the more difficult party. You were here a week ago when some interesting things happened. I had somebody that didn't seem to want peace. Now he's agreed to peace. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, he even told him he can come back to the White House. I mean, who gets kicked out of the White House? That's pretty crazy. I'm just getting it along here because it is pretty long here. If you guys want to go watch the full version, it's on Fox News.
And I got the approvals from Ireland so quickly. They were so professional. They wanted it. You know, it's economic development, it's jobs, it's construction jobs, a big expansion, beautiful expansion. But I was told something that bothered me. They said, sir, you also have to get approved by the European Union. I said, why do I have to go to the European Union to expand a hotel that's in Ireland? They said, well, that's the way it is. I say, well, shouldn't that go fast? They said, no, it'll take at least 7 years. You gave me the approval in about 4 weeks. It was a beautiful, professional. If you took 4 years, you wouldn't have done a better job. You know, everything was done environmentally, everything. There's no reason to take very long. I had everything from Ireland in 4 weeks.
Money talks.
And then I hired somebody. He said the process will be from 5 to 7 years. And I said, oh, really? And then I found out that they weren't playing games. Now think about how bad that is for your country. So that was my first experience with the European Union, and I dropped the project. I just said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go 7 years to expand something. But I have to, I'll hand it to Ireland. You were so professional, so good. But I don't know why. European Union had to approve it. Yeah. And with them, it was deal, and that's the European Union. So it was a very bad experience I had.
Just say, President, you have the distinction of being, I think, the only president that has physically invested in Ireland.
That's
the only president that ever physically invested in Ireland. Thanks, Donald Trump. See, Ireland people, the Irish, my heritage, I believe, I think, we love Donald Trump.
Through your Doonbeg.
And it's been a good investment.
And it's I mean, for anybody who should go there, it's just stunning.
I love this.
No, I mean, seriously, even if you don't play golf, I mean, it is a stunning landscape. Yeah. Your people have restored it very well, and our people are going to continue to work with you on that piece to do it all sort of effectively and so on like that.
They've had a great relationship.
But it is, and the local people, my local councillor Rita McInerney texted me last week to say, tell President Trump to thank his family for the way they've worked with the local community and for the work that they've done.
Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome. I didn't think about Ireland being really a place for people with golf. I think that would be beautiful property out there. And I don't even golf. But you know what? I've been thinking about playing golf lately. Does anybody play golf in the crowd here? I'm just curious. Starting this late in my life, holy cow. I think it'd be fun, though. Excuse me, guys. Hey, by the way, this is amazing times that we're in, guys. If we can change our minds, we can change the world. We can actually work together, Democrats and Republicans. We will come together one day. The economy is going to get great. We're going to have money coming out of our behinds. And we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Nobody's going to die. We're going to be all right. The economy is going to be great. And everything will be just fine. All right, guys. With that being said, will you please like and subscribe and share this video, please? And then we will see you on the next video. And we are out. Thank you, guys.